You know what?
What?
I'm eating like marinara and all this shit and like a big old pasta, nasty ravioli dinner.
Right.
And I was thinking about Grandpa, how he never wore a shirt, when he ate pasta. Now I know why, because I have a nice shirt on, and all I can think about is taking this shirt off and eating this with no shirt on. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I do, man. When I got the pasta and the red sauce, I trashed in a nice shirt. That's why he did it. I was wondering why he did it. I'm like,
he did it because he could.
No one could tell him different.
Right? I wish more people did that kind of shit.
Yeah, let me just take my shirt off while I eat.
What a it's kind of shows all that fucking body hair he had. He probably ate a bunch of.
He didn't want to get meatballs on his shirt.
So I could gross you out a little before I eat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be grossing no one out. They'd be like, I'd be distracting females in the restaurant.
People call me, and it's like random numbers I don't even know. It's usually bill collectors and shit. Dude, why haven't you paid this bill?
And then they start to ask questions like, well, is there a reason why? And you're like, yeah, well, I don't have the money, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, then he keeps, usually it's like this. Well, you told me 2 weeks ago that, you're like, dude, I will call you later. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Yeah.
For you. And then
Goodbye.
Another goodbye for you.
Another goodbye. Goodbye and a goat. Goodbye and a goat.
1,000 goodbyes.
And 100 goats. May 100 goats rain from the sky to you.
You know when you'll know when I'll be able to pay when it's paid. Goodbye. You're like, you can do a time or a date. When you see it say 0, then you know. In the meantime, goodbye. 1,000 goodbyes and pardons for you.
I wonder if when they're like collecting bills in India, if they have like a lower country, like Cambodian people call or something to collect the bills from the Indian people.
They from them. They're like, hey, Admir Patel? Oh, yeah, I remember you in school. I will give you a couple extra weeks to pay.
Yeah, that don't even make sense. We have in my company a whole level of support that's in India.
And what do they do then?
They want to move it to Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, that's their new plan.
It's probably cheaper because that's what they do.
I guess the Indians, it's a little hard to control them because there's a lot of attrition there, and they want to get promoted quickly. Otherwise, they leave really quick. It's like a cutthroat kind of thing over there. So
I've made 2,000 phone calls. I want a promotion.
Yeah, that's literally how it is. Literally, that's not even a joke.
Wow, that's
the whole
funny.
status thing over there has to do with promotions. It's like here we don't have status like that. Here it has to do with more like how much money you actually just have in the bank. That's it. It don't matter what promotion you got. You could be lower level in the company and make more money than the boss.
Right.
That's what's worth more here.
Your promotion is a plane ticket for your whole family and ownership of 7-Eleven.
See, you're making fun of people right now. See, we're going to get in trouble for this. This is all troublemaking racism. But that's how they do sound. So it's not like you're making fun of how they sound. I guess the 7-Eleven thing. The 7-Eleven thing was racist. That took it one step too far.
We are not making fun of no one. They can't say a W. They use a V. V? Yeah, that's how you do it. They can't say a
I watched
W.
this weird show yesterday where this whole family they were escaping Syria before their apartment got blown up, and then they had to migrate to Germany, and they had to do it. It took them it took him 24 days, and he had 3 small kids. He had like a 10-year-old girl, a 7-year-old boy, and then like a 3-year-old girl and a wife. And how he did it, he goes, and when he finally got there and they gave him asylum, and they quit giving people asylum right after he got there. It's a good thing he got there when he did. But when he got there, he said to his family, they go, Dad, you didn't really look scared the whole time. He goes, you know what? I didn't want to scare you guys. But I tell you, that whole trip he made was like, holy cow, I don't know how he made it. It was crazy. Right. And they followed the camera. They followed him with the camera the whole way, and you should have seen all these back alley deals he had to make this thing work, like paying people to smuggle him and the family, like at 3 or 4 different borders. It was crazy. But the whole time the family's standing over their side not knowing what's going on, you know? It was like nuts. They're just drinking a juice box. It's like...
We're on vacation.
Yeah. We'll get there soon. Calm down, kiddies. They all had little backpacks on. They were all... It's like an
We'll get there soon, or not. Not at all.
At the beginning of the trip, started out in a rubber raft across the Mediterranean. Okay, it was like nuts. This would be fun. He gave her a nice little life raft that had like a little smiley face on, and put it on the little daughter. She was smiling. He goes, this is going to be fun. And you should have seen how treacherous it looked. I can't even believe they made it.
Right.
It was nuts. It was crazy. It was crazy.
He's like, Dad, did you know a bull shark is 20 feet long?
It made me realize one thing, that Obama abandoned all those families when he was in office. He had a chance to do something about it right when it started, and he chose to just abandon them all. And all those families suffered, and that's totally on his back, 100%. He says, oh, don't cross this red line. Remember that? It's like, dude, we'll cross that red line. We know you're Obama and you ain't going to do shit.
Don't cross the red line.
Yeah, that's what he said to them, and they crossed it. And then what do? He didn't do nothing. When you say that, when you're a president and you tell someone don't cross this red line and they do it,
then hellfire.
Dude, hellfire needs to come down in bombs and bomb that place so that they never think twice about crossing the red line again. That's the only way you can do it. But no, he didn't do it. He was the wimp. God, I don't know why he did that. That was just, and those families all suffered. Those children, holy cow, did they suffer? He didn't care though. His kids were fine.
He's a Hallmark president.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good description. I voted for him twice too. You can blame me.
I would vote for anyone.
Taking full responsibility on that one.
If Rush Limbaugh runs,
Rush Limbaugh, you're gonna vote for him?
That was funny, dude. That was funny.
They're saying there's not enough workers to work.
Where?
In the country.
I believe it, man. There's no carpenters here anymore. They're gone.
Yeah, you're lucky. You should stay there then.
There's so much building happening. There's like, I could take a picture of 6 cranes where I'm at right now.
Wow. Yeah.
It could tank and turn into those abandoned buildings like China. They better be a little careful.
It could be like one of them abandoned cities, you know? I want to go hang out in one of them abandoned cities for like a couple weeks, just skateboard or rollerblade around. That'd be fun.
They're just going to ghetto apartments is what'll happen.
It's probably like, you have one of those like, what is like chemical syndrome if you go in them because they haven't run any air through them. All the chemicals get stored inside.
That's just like concrete shells. They never even got past that, a lot of those buildings.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Shit. Yeah, there's so many people migrating into countries, you can't control it. We gotta control it. I mean, I hate to say it, I hate to feel guilty about kids getting separated, but we separate kids from their parents in this country every day they commit a crime. Every drug dealer who gets busted, what do you think? They give the kids to them in jail? No, they separate those kids from the drug dealers.
Like they got them in cages laying on the floor. They do the same fucking shit for everyone. You're on the floor.
staying in cages. Dude, what the fuck's the difference if it's a chain link cage or a straight bar cage? It's a cage.
Any way you want to look at it, if you commit a crime here, most likely your kids are getting taken away. You don't get to keep them in jail, and we set up a little nursery for them for you. No, it don't work like that. That's everybody in America.
They're blaming Donald Trump for this, and you know what? They need to put the blame on the parents. Here's what you do. You give the parents 10 years in prison for endangering the life of their children, and see if they come and anymore.
Yeah.
They might think twice next time. Or they'll leave the kids with the grandparents or whatever, and go through the system the right way, whatever it takes.
I agree that it's traumatizing. I agree 100% that it's traumatizing to these kids, but the problem is they're putting the blame on the wrong people.
Right.
It's traumatizing, of course, but the blame is getting put on the wrong people. It's
Obama, a mule running people across the border, and neither was Trump. So don't blame the presidents if this didn't get fixed.
Yeah, the presidents don't write laws. Congress does. These stupid people.
You know what? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's so about it.
Kids, I feel for them, but I agree with the policy. I hate to say that I do, because I'm a liberal, so I agree with that policy. I mean, I don't think they should be separated from their parents. I definitely don't. That's just cruel.
If your kid acts up in the store and you yell at them, you could get your kid taken away just for yelling at them. I'm not talking about trucking them across a desert with no food and water, with no money, and illegally bringing them into a border into another country.
Yeah.
Fucking keep yelling at them and they're taking my kid away. Fuck you. Fuck you, people. Yeah. If you want sympathy, here's what you do. You're not getting it, because guess what? Everyone's getting treated like shit in America equally. Yeah. The people in prison right now, they're down south. I don't know if it's Arizona or wherever the fuck it is. They're so jam packed. They got chain link fence cities with fucking tarp roofs, and these dudes are sleeping in bunk beds out fucking side, probably in worse condition than these migrants.
I gotta take the shirt off now because I got the pasta. Hold on. Okay, I ain't trashing a brand new. You should see this nice ass Under Armour shirt I got. That's a long sleeve, real thin one. Someone gave it to me for free. I didn't pay for it.
They need, okay, check this out. When you go to rent an apartment in Denver, I'm not renting because there's a lot of people and not enough apartments. Mm-hmm. So they rigmarole. Well, they need to start screening people at every level, at the school, at the apartments. I mean, they barely give me a fucking apartment, and you mean to tell me this dude's here illegal and living in one? How in the fuck is this happening like that? That's the part I want to know. How do they even have residents? They should make it life in prison if you let someone reside at your place that's an illegal alien. And I say equally. It's all countries have illegals coming here. People always try to say it's a racist thing toward one particular group, and that's not the truth.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people and all demographics coming from every fucking corner of this country.
Yeah, it's Indians, it's Chinese.
Indians and Chinese are coming in through Alaska in fucking bargefuls, and there ain't a single border patrol standing there stopping them. They're not stupid. They just come in where it's cold.
Yeah.
And even if you did put up a wall, it'd have to be 365 degrees. Otherwise, they're just going to go around the motherfucker. I mean, how stupid is this? It's just going to change the path.
Yeah. They'll be dropping them in from the sky soon. It'll be like a...
They'll
drop them in from space. You know, they'll go over in space. They'll just drop them.
I'll tell you what'll happen if there's a wall.
You can land randomly, too. Whatever city you land in, that's the city you get.
That's exactly what'll happen. If they put stuff up, They're going to come up with all kinds of different crafty inventions of how to get over that fucking wall. A truck with a ladder on the back, all kinds of shit like that. They're still going to get you over.
Yeah.
It's going to slow it down a little. It's just going to change the way it happens.
The wall has to be electronic from space.
They're already tunneling underneath the damn wall that's there, and that's a permeable wall.
Yeah.
So you don't think they're going to try and tunnel under one that's not able to be penetrated? It's way deeper than you think, the whole idea, the concept of it all.
It's going to get way worse before it gets better.
Here's why, because as the years go by, there's more and more fucking people, dude. It ain't getting smaller.
That's what I'm saying. It's getting crazy with the population.
Right.
And there's going to be human tragedy because there's going to be starvation on a mass level. Because we can't control the population. And so that's what's going to control it at some point.
Yeah.
It's going to be mass starvation. And rich countries like ours are the ones they're all going to be clamoring to get to.
There already is mass starvation around the world.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to come here. And, like I was watching the show the other day where this guy, it was crazy. It was this crazy story where his daughter was looking for the mother's family because she was adopted. So she could find out who her grandma and grandpa was.
Mm-hmm.
So she does this whole complicated DNA thing. And it turns out her dad had another kid. You know what I'm saying? This is a lesson to all the people out there that want to get a DNA test. Trust me, there's shit out there you don't want to know. Just, especially if you're a guy, don't do it. It's a stupid idea.
In 1924, Mother's Day was invented. In like 1974.
Wait, let me get to the point. So it turns out it was a girl in Vietnam because he was a Vietnam vet, and the first thing she said when he got over there is, "Hey, can I come to America?" It was like instantaneously. He just met her. She was already 40 years old. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But everybody wants to come here. It's like, it don't matter who you are or what. It's like the first thing that came out of her mouth.
In 1974, Father's Day was invented. That's probably when DNA was invented. Because before that, Father's Day was just kind of like a guess. It's Father's Day, maybe. I posted on Facebook, and I never post shit, but sometimes I just get that urge.
I never do.
I posted Happy Father's Day to all the dads who actually played the role.
Not to the rest of you.
If you're out to brunch for Father's Day and you weren't really a father, you should feel guilty, you bastards. And why do they have the gay parade on Father's Day every year in Denver?
Do they?
Yeah. Well, can't they have their own gay day? Like, let's pick a gay day.
Yeah, let's have it its own special day.
We'll have it on
clever. Hold on, I was thinking. What would be the perfect day?
The perfect day. Let's see. How about when the dude from Queen died?
There you go. Now you're thinking. Did I tell you I had to do one of those stress tests today?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I ran on the treadmill with the suction things hooked to me. And it was crazy. They make you go all the way to, like, you barely can, you know. They're like, there was a doctor there, was a chick, and she's like, I think he needs to stop.
Whoa! He's sweating like a fish.
Can't you see him wheezing?
No. They run in and stop you.
Stop right now. Don't take another step.
Like, what? You're thinking all that equipment's reading some bad shit like you're dying.
Exactly.
Oh
shit.
Guess what this dude's tying to the roof of his car right now?
Okay, let me guess.
It was said earlier in the radio show, it's the trivia question.
I'm going to say, I'm going to have to go with swing set.
No, he's tying it to the roof. I'm going to give you 2 shots. I'll give you some more hints. He's tying it to the roof of his car because he doesn't have a truck. So that means he's one of those guys, a video game playing kind of kid. And he's going to have to do something in nature. This thing don't fit in his car, so he has to tie it to the roof. So he put a tarp down, it's tying the front and back of this.
Like a canoe or something?
Yeah, a kayak. It looks like there's teeth marks in it now.
I've done that before on my car when I was young. What else are you going to do? Not everybody can have a truck.
I know.
It's a good thing.
If you hit a deer, I mean, you just might have tied to the roof of your car, right? What the fuck? So let's talk about current news.
What is current today?
I don't know what.
Everything seems to have to do with Trump. It's like Trump this, Trump that. God, it's like every headline is Trump.
I can never play a game with a Trump card again, thanks to these people.
Yeah.
Hey, when he's gone, they're still gonna blame his ass. Yes.
I think he's working some plan where he's never going to be gone.
You know, like Jimmy Fallon and that other
ass. Like that Chinese leader, like it's caused something where now he can't be voted out.
You know Jimmy Fallon and that other asshole that's on later after him.
Yeah.
With the glasses, Calbesa. So all those guys do is talk on their monologue, nothing but about Trump, bad shit. I don't even want to watch them anymore. It's bullshit. It's not even jokes. It's just like, God damn it, quit it already.
Jimmy Fallon to me is not even funny. His writers must be terrible.
2 years.
One funny joke in any of that shit he says ever.
Talk about Trump and nothing else. You guys are pieces of shit.
You're lazy.
I want to punch every one of his writers right in the face and say, look, you talk more about Trump in 1 week than about Obama in a fucking 8 years. Get off of it already.
There's nothing funny about Obama.
He's not going away.
Yeah. Learn to live with it already.
You wanted him to, but...
You know what's funny? There's a weird dichotomy that he has around weird people in the world, like this North Korean thing. What other president could just go over and chat with the dude? It's like, no other president's going to do that. He just doesn't care. He's wondering why he can't. Why can't I? Actually, I gave him my cell phone number, he tells him. He can call me anytime he wants. Trump's out there playing golf, and that dude's calling him on his phone probably while he's playing golf.
My cell phone number.
Yeah, he texts back and forth now. If I let a big turd go and he lets a big one go, we like kind of text each other like wink wink.
At first we hated each other, but we got a couple things in common. We hate degenerates.
Yeah. We want to create a higher class of people.
Yeah, right. And we all just got to get along,
Yeah. If he fixed that whole problem, he'll be like a hero in history. He goes around and fixes all these problems, even though everybody complained about him.
He should put a big golf course at every place, and then it's like Trump man.
Right. He's trying to sell more golf courses. That's what.
And then he could go to his golf course in every country when he's there, and then he can fucking throw his weight around a little bit. The orange guy.
Oh, God.
Nitpick that dude he probably loves it. What do they say about me today? Ha ha. I got a gold hair. My balls. I'm not even going to wear pants today so my balls could sit on the gold.
I think he's trying to get more outrageous by the day just because when he doesn't hear something about himself, he's like wondering what's wrong.
He's like a movie star.
Yeah.
Like when they canceled this TV show, he's like, "Oh, I got to be president."
Someone told him probably at one time, there ain't no way you're ever going to be president. He's like, well, you shouldn't have told me that. You shouldn't have said that because now I got to be president. Great.
He's probably been burned by tons of inspectors and city council members about buildings and shit because he's done it right and wrong and whatever. And I bet once he became president, those dudes shit their pants.
Yeah, no doubt.
He probably had a list of inspectors and shit. This dude.
Yeah.
Show up with the car and hand him his fucking last paycheck.
I'm sure some of that shit went down.
I'm sure it did. I almost think he ran only to do that.
I think someone must have told him he couldn't win. That's the only thing I could think of that happened.
He got pushed around by too many inspectors and city and had to bribe fucking city council members to build shit and whatever. And he had to do this and do that. And they don't want to mention any of that shit. Yeah. And he probably said, I'm done with this. I'm just going to be president and then see if they tell me I can't build a building here. That dude's job will be gone that minute.
You know how they make a presidential library when you're done? Could you imagine what his is going to look like? It's going to be like... the whole thing is going to be gold. The handles, everything's going to be gold.
It's going to be a ship.
It's going to have an 18-hole golf course. It's going to have valet parking. It's going to be sick.
A restaurant.
Yeah. It's going to have a 5-star hotel on the back.
Yeah.
I'm going to that library. That sounds like a library I want to go to. You know, like if I was going to pick all the presidential libraries, I'm picking Trump's over everybody's. Because I know that's going to be fun.
What color cane would you use?
Yeah, I'm going to go to George Bush's library. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. Bill Clinton's almost sounds like it probably could be fun. I don't know what's going on there, but...
Right. There's a dress code.
Yeah,
Look at this. I'm hitting the weight room today.
Man. I got to do it too, man. I got to do it.
That's my Charles Manson. Like, you know what I do now? Oh, great. I'm glad we're on the radio. Like, I'll knock on the door, and if someone has a peek hole, I'll Google a picture of Charles Manson and hold it up in front of them. Who is it? Charlie. Who? Charlie. Charlie who? You know, Charlie. Then they look out the peek hole. Whoa!
That is funny. Oh, shit. I'm going to do that, I think, now. I'm stealing your idea.
You could be anybody now because you have cell phones and the Google. The Google. That's the Google.
The Google.
The Google. Because everybody Googles everything.
Yeah, there's no wonderment anymore. You can't sit and think about anything. It's like where was he? What other show was this guy on? Like, you used to think about, you have to think about it. Now, just freaking 10 clicks on your phone.
Hey, Google the library.
I think it's better, though, probably. Except your brain. They're claiming, like, our IQ is slowly starting to fall, like, overall.
Because we put on a device to think for us?
Maybe we're slowly getting... Over time, we'll get dumber and dumber. Instead, like, we've been getting smarter and smarter.
And then robots are taking over.
Is that what's going to... Yeah.
We already rely on them. Google's nothing but the brain of a robot. It just doesn't have a body.
Ironically, I have the ability now, with the way computers have gotten quick enough now, where I could build something that could do my job, like a spreadsheet. Like, for example, what I do, I could punch all the information in and hit enter, and it would just do what I do on a list. I already know how to do it. So they're going to be replacing me soon, dude. I can see
This is Grandpa's favorite word.
Oh, streusel? I think he might have called me a streusel about 5,000 times in my life. He called me a small pastry 5,000 times in my life.
You're a crumb cake.
A crumb
That's what
cake?
you are.
Basically.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
A crumb cake. You're nothing more than cinnamon crumb
That's what he
cake.
called me.
You're a crumb cake.
He had me pegged from day one. He was no dummy.
Sucker. You have to say sucker when you do it. Like the 70s. Sucker. Yeah, turkey. That's another one you could say, jive turkey.
No.
They tell you later, we did an autopsy. Thought he was right.
Yeah. Turns out I was
You're like-
right.
They're like, if you take this medication and you end up dead, you could have a lawsuit. Well, by then, I really don't give two fucking shits.
Yeah, I noticed that being dead is one of the choices of the injuries. Injuries including death.
Including
Well,
death.
not a fucking injury. That's just death.
If you receive death from taking the medicine, then you could sue. Stop taking the medication.
Call now. Call now.
They're like, if you're allergic to Seneca, don't take Seneca. No shit. Well, how do you know unless you take it like the first time and then you have a reaction?
Seems like they would just have you take it right in the doctor's office the first time. That would solve the problem. This way, if you plopped over dead, instead they just leave you on your own. Here you go. Just go to this other building and pick this medicine up where some weirdo behind the counter is going to give it to you, and then go home and take it. It seems like that whole system is fucked up.
And that dude's not quite a doctor.
Yeah, you're going to wait till you get home to take it anyway, when you're by yourself.
They're like, if you experience a erection lasting longer than 4 hours, feel free to call your friends and brag. What'd you do for Father's Day? Anything for you?
No. Most fathers, I think most fathers just want peace and quiet. They don't even want shit on Father's Day. What's funny in Kentucky is a lot of people either killed their dad or the dad killed the son on Father's Day. It was weird. I was reading on. It was like, holy shit, what's going on down here? I don't think Father's Day always ends up to be a good situation, you know? There's always a lot of bad blood that comes up on Father's Day.
It's like this. Look, dude. I welcome you to try. I wonder how many of those incidents involved alcohol.
Yeah. I'm going to go tell him just what I think of him. That's how it starts out.
After a 12-pack and some ribs.
And someone's dead. By the time it's all over, somebody's dead.
He didn't even show up on Father's Day. Then he shows up and you're like, he's like, what kind of father were you? And it goes back and forth. I gave up everything. And then
Yeah.
I could have been a rocket scientist, but I had to get a job at the
I could have been a gigolo.
cleaning bedpans.
Could have been a gigolo or something.
Your ma trapped me with that cooter of hers.
That's why I think the Bears got it right. You know, it's just do your business and move on. Let the girl take care of it. So much easier.
Then he's like,
guys aren't doing their kids any favors, I don't think, mentally. You're better off just hitting the road.
Then the kid hits the beer can out of his hand. And he goes, beer's what ruined our family. And then he picks the beer up, half spilled, and he goes, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for being drunk with your mom.
Who would fuck her unless they were drunk? That's how you get shot. Right there. That's how you get shot.
All of a sudden, this turns south.
My dad was always worried about his beer. It's like his beer would be like sitting on the concrete in the yard when he's like working on the lawnmower. If I just stepped in the yard 500 feet away, he'd be like, look out for my beer. He's like worried about that.
Like, if you were real dad, you would have drank it already.
Don't spill my beer. Hey, don't spill my beer.
That should be that's a t-shirt right there.
That's what your dad was like so damn worried about, man. It don't matter what was going on.
As long as he had beer.
You didn't spill it. Because he knew you had a propensity for spilling shit. Just being around you, he knew. There was like a 50-50 shot his beer was going to get spilled.
You could tell what he'd been doing by where the empties are. Hey, looks like you put up a towel rod. There's empty beer.
There's 3 empty beer cans in the garbage here.
And I don't remember that towel rod.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, shit.
Just memories of fatherhood. Good old memories.
Right?
Yeah.
Fatherhood. You're just a DNA test away.
I never drank in front of my kids. That was one of my things I wasn't going to do. Like sit at home and drink all day. It wasn't just... I'm not saying I was sober my whole time my kids grew up. I mean, because I got drunk all the time, but just never at home in front of them. It was just not my... I just think that fucks your kids up.
Shit, bullshit. Half the time your kids are beating feet. They're at a friend's house, whatever.
I know, but I'm just saying, I just didn't want to be the dude sitting around with beer all day in front of my kid. It's just...
Dude, I don't like sitting home and drinking anyway.
Yeah, I mean, neither. I just can't see the point of it. Like right now, I got a full bottle of vodka right here, and I don't want to drink. Well, now that we're talking about it, I kind of do.
If I had a beer, you would.
Yeah, I got a beer in the fridge. We had this thing where a food truck pulls up, and then they have a little party down at my apartment complex. I don't drink, but when I'm there, I always snag a couple beers. I take them when I leave. So.
You buy them off a food truck?
No, I don't buy them. They give them away. And so, I feel like grandpa when I do shit like that. I'm like stealing like...
They tell you, they probably say something when you leave. That fucker took the beer and didn't even drink it. What pussy?
Yeah. I got a whole thing full of it here. It's like hard sparkling water, beers.
Hey,
I don't want to sit down there and rap out with all them people from my apartment complex. I mean, I just don't.
It depends on who they are.
I guess. I don't know. I have to anyway because I go down to the pool.
I usually avoid that at all costs, meeting my neighbors. Because you can't undo meeting them. Hi, I brought you a casserole. Gee, do I look like the casserole type?
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of shake that up really just saying, you know what, just take that casserole home with you. I don't want that. No offense. I saw a
romance that said, be a good neighbor and go home. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Instead of a welcome, be a good neighbor and
get the fuck out.
Be at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Be a good neighbor over at your house.
Yeah, right. Be a good neighbor and don't come back. And shove the casserole up your ass. I don't eat casserole.
The cookies too. Don't bring me cookies. Fuck that. Actually bring me cookies. I could go for some cookies right now.
I'm kidding. And it depends. Some neighbors are cool and some aren't, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you can't go back to them once you meet them.
Yeah, they want to be too friendly.
Then the only way to avoid them is have sex with their wife. Then dude won't want to come back anymore.
That'll wreck it. That'll wreck the friendship.
You had to have sex with your wife so you quit coming around.
Yeah. Don't make me do that. This is your warning. It's like a warning shot.
I gave you all the hints, and you didn't take them.
So I brought cookies over to your house when you were at work one day. See how that works? See how that works?
Yeah, there's always some conflict, it seems, somewhere in the neighborhood. That's why I'm glad I'm not in a neighborhood. I don't want to be part of that anymore. But if I go to Florida and I buy a condo or something, I'm going to have neighbors, and there's going to be a homeowners association, a whole bullshit thing.
Right.
Yeah, you can't avoid it. Unless you move out in the middle of the country somewhere, which my wife won't do.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably $2 million today or whatever. Fancy house, right? So the people, you have to figure, they have $1 million house roughly. You can imagine what kind of people these are in the neighborhood. Well, he was there 2 days. The second day we were there, this neighbor comes up and puts a pink flamingo in the front yard and brings cookies and shit. Just same thing we're talking about. And he goes, hey, what's with that pink flamingo? And she goes, well, we have a block party, and if you get the lucky one that gets the pink flamingo is the host. And he goes out, he walks right past her, and he pulls the flamingo out, and he hands it to her, and he goes, no thanks. Nor will I be hosting your party. I'm not even coming to it.
Yeah. I'm out of town that week.
You need to stick your flamingo somewhere else. The trip. That's what he told her, I swear. He goes, I'm not one of those kind of people that's coming to the block park and all that shit.
Oh, that must be creepy after that. She leaves all scared.
He gave the flamingo back.
She told everybody in the neighborhood.
What do I look like, an Italian? Put a pink flamingo on my yard? Is this kind of, you trying to mock me over here? How about I backhand you? And when the cops come, I say I didn't recall what happened. Other than the smell of the garlic. And I got to drive a Cadillac.
I drive a Cadillac.
And the chain. And my Rolex.
And these black socks.
With my flip-flops. Oh, and my package. That's usually a dead giveaway. Oh, and by the way, and my package.
Holy shit.
I saw your wife checking when she came over with the cookies and
pink flamingo.
The first thing she did is take the glance. You know the glance. The one you do to the tits.
I'm not getting my DNA checked, that's all I'm saying.
You find out that none of your parents are your parents. You were accidentally switched at birth.
Yeah. You find out that you got a kid out there too that you had no idea about.
How did that happen? Like they're in a DNA database?
Yeah.
And it just pops. Hey, here you are.
Pops up. Someone else who put their DNA in. Then all of a sudden you get emails and matches. It's like, here's your grandparents or whatever. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's something I don't need to know. A bunch of kids come knocking. They look just like you.
Yeah, you're fucked.
What?
I've been looking for you for 20 years. Holy shit.
You're like, I've been banging your mom still. Why didn't she mention you? I've still been banging her for 10, 15 years. She never brought you up once. Maybe you ought to go talk to her. Hans. I got another Bruce Willis compliment the other day.
They you look just like Bruce Willis?
Yeah, and I told him, I said, yeah, we're doing Die Hard 4 here in Denver, and I'm his stunt double.
Wow, maybe it could be a stunt double.
He's like,
no, you get hurt. He's probably in better shape than you.
Like, damn right, it was good. I'm his stunt double. Hans! See, it's me, Hans!
Remember this part? Yeah,
Remember
me.
Die Hard when he was in the elevator shaft and he falls and...
Yeah, and he catches himself with the gun? Me.
That was me. With the gun strap. The gun.
That was me.
I've probably seen that movie. I've seen that movie about maybe 40 times, probably. Like a crazy number. And every time I'm watching it, if my wife comes in and sees me watching it, it pisses her off to no end. Are you watching that stupid movie again?
Yippee-ki-yay!
I love it when he, like, my favorite scene in the movie is, like, when he actually could have caught the guy, but the guy pretends to be an American. And then he gives the guy the gun he goes, you think I gave it to you with ammo in it?
What do I look like? Hey, you know what?
And then
what was his name? Something, John.
Like Hans.
No, what was Bruce Willis' name? John
McClane?
McClane, yeah, McClane. That's what I'm going to tell people my name is if they ask. John McClane.
Yeah, that's funny. Right? Someone might be named John McClane. I think it's because I kind of look Italian, and which kind of makes me not as white as they are around here. I'm not like I couldn't join the Ku Klux Klan, let's say, because I'm just not white enough.
If you put a towel around your head, you might get shot.
So, and plus I didn't shave for a couple of days, so I had like a 3-day growth going. So they must look at me like, dude, what is this guy doing? You brought this half-breed over here to mow your lawn.
Right.
You may have to shoot him if he gets out of control.
People.
So this is how I feel in Kentucky all the time, everywhere I go. It's like...
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's how it is. People are like, what state are you from? I'm like, the United States. It's one big state to me. You see borders, I see coastlines.
Yeah, I see mountains of majesty and oceans of blue. And
How dare you spend time complaining about me being here?
Yeah.
Isn't there someone else you could concentrate on that maybe, just maybe, is not supposed to even be here?
Yeah, instead of me? When you're an American citizen born here, especially, you can go wherever the hell you want.
Yep. And when they go, you're not from, I'm like, bullshit, I've been born and raised in the United States, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not.
Anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. But they got a way of making you not feel welcome. That's how they do it.
I lived in Colorado since 1969.
Yeah.
So I tell people, I just left and came back.
Yeah, you were here before half of them.
So don't tell me bullshit.
Right.
We just had a family emergency that took 47 years.
Couldn't get back. Imagine if we'd stayed out there, how different our lives would have been. Our lives, dude, would have been totally 100% different. Just one small decision is all it takes that changes everything. And we wouldn't know anybody that we know. Every single person that we know now, we have no idea who they are.
Our kids. We wouldn't have these same kids.
No, we'd have totally different wives and girlfriends. Who knows what would have happened. I'd probably have if I had been raised there, I might have ended up gay. I mean, who knows? I don't know. Maybe not. I might have ended up black. I mean, I don't know.
I might have ended up with a tattoo.
I might have got a leg chopped off in a motorcycle accident.
You may have got eaten by a grizzly bear hiking because you'd rather canoe than fucking powerboat.
Yeah, one of us could have gotten eaten by a bear by now.
Yeah.
Probably. It'd probably been you because I would have outran you. You'd just eaten. Yeah, I'd have run like a bat out of hell.
He'd have passed me up. I'm skinnier.
I think you could confuse the bear if you're two people. Just one guy just goes, hey, come over here. And then when he comes to the next guy goes, hey, come over here. And the bear just keeps getting halfway back and forth.
Like that's the first thing that crosses your mind.
You're trying to fool the bear. I'm going to fool this bear.
What if you're twins and did it?
Yeah, you'd really.
He'd be like,
you wouldn't know what to do.
What?
You smell the same. Damn, that's fucked up.
You sound the same, everything. You're like, oh damn.
I wonder if you're. Let's say you are a twin, right? And like your brother, you're out in the woods and your brother gets killed, right? Then you just put on his clothes, his jewelry. You just become him. Nobody would know the difference. You could just say your other brother got killed. You could switch identities right there on the spot.
What if you were
What?
You're like, damn, I gotta be him.
He was the cooler brother, and he got killed. You're like, damn, I might as well just be him now.
You be them both. Then you get the tax refunds from two different people.
Yeah. It could be all kinds of crazy scenarios. Like you're married and your brother's not, and you don't want to be married anymore, but you don't want to go through all the trouble. It's like you get killed by a bear.
You could have a full-time job with benefits and everything, and then the other brother could be like on public aid.
Yeah.
And he could get like a Section 8 apartment so that you have no bills or nothing. You're just living in his apartment with his free bills and all that shit, his food stamps. And you still make a...
Well, I'm just saying, when your twin brother's dead there, it must go through your mind for a second. Hey, should I switch with him real quick? It's just got to go through your mind for 1 second.
You switch with him, and then you go back to town, and you get arrested for murder or some shit he never told you about.
Yeah, like tax evasion or something. You go to jail or some crazy bullshit.
And they're like, we got your DNA all over everything.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, that whole twin brother thing would be scary. There's goods, but there's also a little bit of scariness about it. Because you don't know if your twin brother could be a psycho nutcase.
He could set you up real good.
And you don't know what your twin brother is going to be like.
He could set you up bad because we saw you there. Your DNA's on the scene.
He could rape chicks or who knows what.
Yeah, dude, that could be fucked up real quick.
I would never want a twin. I just wouldn't trust him.
I recommend you kill your twin brother as soon as you can, whatever age that
kill
is.
Him in the womb. When you're in the womb and you see there's another one in there, just strangle him with the fucking cord right there. Get it over with there.
And blame it on nature.
Wrap that cord around his neck real quick. If it's triplets, just do it twice. Shit. You got time. You got 9 months in there. Dude, you got 9 months in there. What?
Hey, he's still doing the canoe, and his girlfriend's like starting to get aggravated. I should go out there. Hey, let me show you how to do this. So
I think I'd get involved. No. It's like when I mowed the neighbor's lawn. I mowed this guy's lawn. I was thinking to myself, I can't do it better than he does, because his wife's going to be like, dude, this dude did it so much better. So I did kind of a crappy job here and there, just because I didn't want to outdo him. He's been doing it for years. I come in the first day and just.
Oh, I'm the total opposite.
I didn't want to do that to him. I was like, look, I'll screw up over here a little bit, and then I'll be. I didn't do that spot over there quite as good as my husband. Yeah, that's because I
changed the oil in the mower, sharpened the blades, changed the plugs, and gave it a little tune-up.
Yeah.
Oh, I also checked the belt.
Yeah. I
checked the air in the tires.
And also, I lubed all the. I never did that on my lawnmower because I never had a grease gun, but there's all these lube sockets on my mower, and I bet that fucker would have turned way better.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
They have them on your car too, dipwad.
Yeah.
Or do you go Jiffy Lube? They probably hook you up, Jiffy Lube. They're like, this dude never did this. He don't look like the grease gun owning type.
That's everybody comes in. He asks the dude, the sarcastic oil change dude, asks the dude, "You got a grease gun at home? You got a grease gun?
You own a grease gun?
You know what a grease gun is?"